All right, people, how are you? This is Ken Cage from Airplane Repo here in the beautiful streets of Burbank, California, right on Riverside Drive. How you guys all doing? If you saw the title of this, you know the title of this video is called Live with the Great Jorge Abarca. So this, my friends, is the Great Jorge Abarca.
Thank you, sir.
How are you doing, Jorge?
I'm really good, Ken. How are you?
Great. So I got some fans on here and they're already giving us some fireworks. This is my first time on Facebook Live, so I think fireworks are good.
Okay, great.
Got some thumbs up. Hopefully we'll get some comments
Hi,
from
guys.
some people. So Jorge, tell these great Airplane Repo fans, what's your relationship to Airplane Repo?
Well, I was the director of photography for the second season. Basically, I was in charge of the camera crew, getting everybody in sync with Ken and Danny, trying to figure out ways to help them achieve their repos without interfering at all with what they were doing, which was really tough because, as you probably know, these two guys are on crack. They are non-stop. There's no waiting for us to reload. There's no waiting. I mean, it's just crazy. We had to keep up, and for anyone that couldn't, tough luck. We got left behind. Yeah. So that was that's my connection with you guys.
That's awesome. And we had a great time with Jorge, as you guys know. I mean, there's a reason why I call him the Great Jorge Abarca. So we had a great time, did some great work with him. So Alyssa's on here, and Alyssa wants to know if you've ever worked with a more handsome bit of talent than Ken Cage. Thank you for that question, Alyssa, which she obviously didn't really ask, but I'm going to say she did.
Thanks, Melissa. Thank you for that question. Not really. I think Ken is even better looking in person than what he's in camera.
So now you know why I call him the Great Jorge Abarca. Yeah, that was not. Alyssa says, LOL, nice Ken. I always manage to put those questions in and attribute them to other people, which I think is, I find it to be fun. So Jorge, you and I are together for lunch.
Yep.
We're talking. Why? People are going to wonder, you know, if you've done this season of Airplane Repo, why are we having lunch together?
Well, it just bumps me that we're not seeing more of it. You know, I have the opportunity of still being around you and documenting some of the crazy repos that you still do, but it's just sad that people don't get the chance to see more of it. So as I don't want to tell a lot, but we're coming up with a plan. Ken, Danny, and I are coming up with a plan. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be able to bring you guys a show quite different than the one you used to see, but should I say better?
You should. You should.
Better because, for starters, we are going to be making something that's going to be easier for all of you guys to see. So it's going to be interactive.
Nice.
We even since the second show, we've always been so concerned with everything that you guys, all your questions, all your suggestions, everything, and we take that into consideration. And we are applying all of those things into our new show. I'm sorry, it sounds kind of vague. I don't want to give that much.
Well, let me ask you
away.
this question then. Okay. First of all, we got some people from Ireland on here checking us out. Joey, what's up?
Hello.
Nick's here.
Hello, mate.
Brandon's here. Brandon, where are you from? And stop saying that. This guy Brandon keeps saying the same thing, which is just not true. But Brandon's from, I kind of feel like he's from the middle part of the country. Now, Jen's here. We must give Jennifer her proper homage because she, Ohio, that's it. Thank you, Greg.
Jennifer?
Jennifer is the vice president of the Real Repo Stories fan club.
Okay, that's great.
Her son Colton.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Her son Colton is actually the president of the fan club.
Okay, great.
And
Colton.
She's not bitter about Colton being the president and her being the vice president. Not at all.
Of course.
We got Florida here, Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to ask something.
Any questions? But so you're excited about the direction that we're going?
I'm excited. I know that we have something that it's gonna be great. We've been working very hard on it, so I don't see any reason at all why you guys won't like what we're gonna be offering soon.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I mean, we had a discussion, and I hope everybody can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a yes, please. But we had a lot of discussions over the past several weeks, and even at lunch today.
Yeah.
Have we at all discussed what fans did and did not like about the previous seasons?
All the time, man.
Okay.
All the time.
So,
we were on Twitter even since episode 2.
Right. Okay.
So we know.
And we are taking all of their suggestions, all the things they like, all the things they didn't like. We're taking all that into account.
Everything.
With what we're doing next.
Yep.
See, I just said what we're doing next, so that way it's very vague. Hey,
next, soon.
Hint, hint, it's going to be another version of the show, but a different show. But you didn't hear that from me, because I'm not on camera, so you can't be, oh, my buddy Scott Bell is here. Give him a shout out. Scott came up with the quote.
Scott.
Don't fear the repo.
I like that.
From the Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep. Yep.
So that's Scott Bell. He and I met at Phillies Fantasy
Cheers
Camp.
for that, Scott.
Scott has actually intentionally tried to throw baseballs at me and hit me from behind for unknown reasons.
Damn.
Because I wouldn't shut up, actually, and he just got hurt enough. He also was in front of me when I hit my triple off of Mitch Williams from the Phillies, and I yelled at him to run faster.
Oh, really?
To which afterwards he cursed me out mildly. Deservedly so. Deservedly so.
Good one.
So, Scott's here. He comes up with a lot of the cool quotes, and he came up with "Don't fear the repo." I think in the first season.
We should turn that into a T-shirt, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
he's working on it. He's
I'm
working on it.
I'm not taking his trademark away from him. So he's my buddy, and so he's there. So, it's going to be a very realistic show. I think one thing.
Yes, we're keeping it. We're keeping it real. We're working around problems that we used to have before, as far as the actual production goes. So let me just say this: we're gonna bring you a truer, cruder, action-packed show, interactive show, where you guys are going to be more than the audience. You're actually going to be part of it. And we want you to be part of it.
I agree. And Bill just came up and said, I wish you could show some of the things that you haven't been able to show, like skip tracing, which is the investigative part. Have we discussed that already?
Yep.
Is that going to be something we do?
Yes. So we're going to do more of that. We're going to do more of the actual behind-the-scenes work, because I think that's very important. It's very important to see my guys in action, how they manage to place the camera so fast. I mean, it's a training. If firefighters train to bring those hoses up the stairs in so little time, we also do some sort of training with the cameras. We're following these guys. Sometimes it's most of the times we're in very dangerous situations, so we have to train. We have to train to get those cameras up and running, get everybody on board, and leave no man behind.
That's the tough part. Because once we're repoing, sometimes Danny and I say we're going to leave a man behind. if you don't hurry.
Yeah, I know.
You've said that once or twice.
I know.
So,
I know.
Yeah, so
I was on the other side of that joke actually, a couple of times.
It's funny because the one thing we've talked about it on the Real Repo Radio podcast about when we were stuck underneath that speedboat, and we were bouncing around at what 80, 90 miles an hour. It was estimated, and people seem to think that I was not quite as angry with you at that time as I tell people.
I was scared for my life, not for the debtor, but from you. You were really gonna punch me at that point.
If it wasn't you, there would have been some confrontations under
it. It was crazy.
Only because you couldn't sit still.
Only.
And the bumpers were coming at us and everything was flying.
And you know what? I need to show these guys when I'm all geared up, and then we can have this conversation again. Sit still with a camera this big, microphone, jumping up and down, going. How fast we were going?
Do you know what this is, Jorge? It's the world's tiniest violin. That means a sad story. It's a sad story. But we're not playing. So are you excited about where we're heading next?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for you guys. Yeah.
Be ready. Start sharing this. I've adopted the hashtag on Twitter, Real Repo Stories.
Yeah. Please share, guys. We need your support. It's very important that we get as many people interested. As soon as we can reveal more of it, we will. We just don't want to give it all away. But please share, support the cause, and be ready. Be ready for a great interactive show.
I'm excited. We got Tyler and Brandon want more yacht repos, so tell them we're going to do some yachts.
Yo, guys.
Definitely doing yachts. We got someone, Gerald from Curacao.
Gerald, cheers.
This is truly an international show.
Wow.
So even this here, I mean, we got fans from all over the world tuning in to see the great Jorge Abarca. You need to get that on your driver's license, by the way.
I need to. Yeah.
So.
I will.
I'm telling you, that's not a bad moniker.
No.
Just remember.
I was not gonna say remember me for that.
Listen, there's a lot of nicknames you could have.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Scott Bell, the nicknames for the show would be the Sly Fox, the Lone Wolf, the Pitbull, and Ken. Scott started a poll online, and they determined my nickname is Iceman.
Nice.
Far better than Ken. But that was Scott Bell.
The Iceman. Yeah.
Jim Redding on board. Jim Redding's my buddy from high school, Division I football player.
Hey,
great
buddy.
guy.
How are you?
He's our backup. If Danny, actually, you met Danny last week, so that was cool.
So
anyway.
if Danny runs away,
Yeah, Danny doesn't run anywhere. Danny barely briskly walks. So, but yeah, Jim's at Division I. He played at Clemson right after they won a national title back in the 80s. So, big time player. Lauren's here from Scotland.
how's the quality, guys? How's the
Yeah, we're getting good comments. We're getting some happy faces and some thumbs up, but hopefully the quality sounds good too. And Danny is the man. I tease him all the time because we're good friends. And Jorge, you can attest to that.
Pops to
We're
Danny.
clearly good friends.
Yeah. We're good friends. He's a good man.
Great quality, Alyssa says.
Yeah.
And she says she's glad that the camera's on you and not
That's
me.
great.
She didn't say that either. I just make stuff up. What's up, Julie? How you doing? Perfect. Scott says coming in loud and clear.
What else do you guys want to know?
Jim's here. Yeah, he has some questions. By the way, I got to give a shout out to my buddy Denton.
Yep.
My boy Denton is in Hawaii.
Okay, Dan.
He's a huge sports fan, and he gets abused for being the most intelligent sports fan on Facebook. So I think we should put a stop to that.
Yes,
Right away.
definitely.
So Denton, we'll give him your shout out you asked for. So,
This is our first Facebook Live.
it's my first one ever.
Okay, we need to get Danny in here. You know?
We need to get Danny on film a lot. People like to see him
Yeah,
on
I
camera.
know.
People were fine with me not being on camera, but you, Danny, they want him on camera all the time. So it's good. So a lot of people are involved. We're going to do more of this. I think Facebook Live is the way to go for us. If you have any other questions, let me know. Oh my God. Is this Jeff Howard? My buddy from, gosh, he was my best friend in elementary school.
Really?
Coming
Hey, Jeff.
Showing up. Problem is, Jeff won't come to any of the celebrity softball games and play with us, even though he was one of the best players on our team all the time. So Jeff's got to come and hang out and play some softball. And he's actually better at the post-game festivities, so that's why we want him there.
Post-game festivities.
He's great at post-game. My boy. So Jen's still here. She's saying nothing about Colton, so we're just going to keep...
Speaking about festivities,
I'm kidding, Jen.
Didn't we repo a speedboat on the 4th of July?
That was that one.
I remember.
Do you remember how you guys were yelling at me and cussing me out because I said we have to go on the 4th? And you're like, that's a holiday, we can't go, we can't go. I'm like, dude, we have to go. That's when the boat's supposed to be at the lake.
That was crazy.
And
that was crazy.
So, but we had a great crew. I mean, it was, you know, when you work together.
We couldn't hide. That's the problem.
Well, the funny thing is when Danny took off to go look for the trailer and lost him. And it's like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
He calls me, Ken, I lost him. Oh, here we go. It's all right. He was looking for the trailer, which he actually... And
he actually got it.
I remember telling you at the time.
Yeah.
Jorge was with me on the boat when I pulled it away. And I remember saying to him at the time when I saw the truck going through the trees, I'm like, that is probably the coolest vision I've seen.
Because we didn't know.
The show. And it's through the
We
trees.
had the asset. We were, you know?
It was awesome.
We're getting away, and suddenly, Danny
I was
takes away.
Literally, I was giddy at that time because it looked so cool, and it was so exciting that he actually got his way onto the truck and trailer and got those.
Yep.
But it looked awesome through the trees as we're driving up the river.
I remember.
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, we got some more work to do, I think.
Yep. Yes, we do.
If you guys
a lot of work.
Don't follow Jorge Abarca on Facebook or Twitter, you should. He's an amazing photographer, as well as being an amazing
Instagram. It's better.
Abarca.
I'll be posting more as of what we're gonna do. Just Abarca, ABARCA. That's how you'll find me on Instagram.
Or if you're on Instagram with me and you look at any of my pictures and hit it, you'll see I tagged him every single picture.
The cockpit, the clouds.
It's always strategic.
Always.
Nobody picks up on my strategy, but I have a strategic vision on where I put everybody. So. Okay,
now give me the camera. Let's go back to where I belong, which is behind the camera.
I think people like you on camera.
And then
I don't have sunglasses. People are gonna be wondering who I am.
Oh, you actually look pretty good now. All right, Ken, why don't you tell us, for everyone that just joined, what's going on?
Well, Jorge, the great Jorge Abarca, I'm sorry, that's your now official name, and I have been meeting for the past several weeks to come up with a concept, a new idea, and that's what we were meeting about today.
Wait, I had to stop you.
Okay.
Jennifer, also baby Jesus, switchback.
That's my Jennifer. That's our fan club president. She wonders why Colton is the president. The Trump ties, which are beautiful, like the guy or not, the ties are beautiful. And Colton doesn't give me lip. So that's why Colton has been nominated as the president. That was pretty funny, though.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Sorry about that.
So we've been talking to come up with a concept. I mean, everybody that I've talked to and heard from wants more of what we do. They want to see more of it. So you and I have decided we're going to do something, Danny as well, and it's going to be a different way of showing it to you, and it's going to be a different way for them to view it, but it's state of the art, all of it. It's going to be much easier for folks, and I'm excited because it's going to be a version of the show. This is what I do every day. I mean, you know, people saw, if they were on Twitter or Facebook yesterday, they saw I do repost every single day. So it's going to be a version of telling real stories about real repo guys in the field, and that's what I'm excited about.
Isn't that what this whole thing is about? Real repo stories?
We want it all to be real. We want to tell the real stories. I mean, I don't think people realize what's involved. I mean, yesterday getting up and leaving my house at 5:30 a.m. East Coast time and not finishing till 11 West Coast time with 4 flights, repos, delays. I mean, that's life. I mean, I had 1 meal yesterday.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. That's not the point. I want people to see how it really is. Not just all the hyped up drama and the fun part of it, but let's show what it really is.
Yeah.
Danny and I both love the investigative part of this job. So, you know, someone had asked about doing skip tracing. That's what we're going to show somebody, because I think that's where some of the fun is. What we find in the office, which leads us to the field, which leads us to the asset and whatever comes of it. So, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited that Dan and I get to work with you again. That's going to be what
great.
makes it great. So
Kathleen Reeves says, sounds awesome, real life.
Thank you.
Nick Mizzarelli is asking about Kevin.
Yeah, this is just going to be Danny and me for now. I mean, I don't. We've got enough stories
Thomas
to tell.
Hill is also asking about the other guys. Yeah, for the time being, it's just going to be you and Danny. That's how we want it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we agreed to. So
it's, as I said before, guys. This is a different show. Don't think of it as Airplane Repo. We're doing things differently. For starters, we're including you guys. We want you to be part of the team, and we want this to be as real as it gets.
yes,
And what better way than to work with a real repo agent?
right.
Let me see what else is going on. So, the way it should be, Robert Scott says that.
That's Scott Bell. That's my boy. My leadoff hitting third baseman.
Why does Danny work on cars? Adam Hendrick.
He owns the company. Danny's an entrepreneur to the nth degree. So he does that, and then when we have big cases, you know, we pull him out and pull him aside. Right now, he's super crazy busy, so it's hard to get him away from that a little bit. But I think in the next couple weeks, we're going to get him away from that anyway and start really hammering off a bunch of repos.
Elisa, can't wait for the show. Thanks, Elisa. Well, you guys, as I said it before, support us, spread the word. The more people we can get, the more fans we can get involved with us, it's going to be better.
It is.
And it'll be faster, actually. Okay. Robert Scott, change the name brand. It's more than the planes.
It is. I agree, and that's the one thing too with us. And Scott's got Brandon and Tyler that want to see more yachts, because Tyler's a fishing aficionado. What now, Jennifer again?
Tell Jorge, my name is Elisa, not Elisa.
It's Alyssa.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Tell her where you're from, so maybe she'll cut you some slack. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Mexico, Mexico City.
Beautiful city. So
Yep, I was born there.
Speaks fluent jive.
Let's see. Will you be doing international repos? Well,
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Now that's
Yes.
one thing too, that previously they would not let us take a camera crew to other places. Finally, in season 3, they let us go to St. Croix, which is a U.S. Virgin Island, but still was outside of the Continental. But they always told me and Danny we had to stay in the Continental 48 until last year. So, we have a lot of big plans for this. I mean, there's a lot of ways this can go, but at the end of the day, the creative side is what I'm excited about, because that's the big thing, is that it's creatively what you want to see, what the fans want to see, what I want to show about what I do every day, what Danny does with me every day. So that's what I'm excited about. This can go. This is probably gonna.
And listen,
explode.
guys, we want your feedback.
Love it.
Just tweet about it. Send us your ideas. What would you really want to see in the show? All those things are very important for us.
Right. Because we do want to get it right for them.
Exactly. And this is, yeah. I mean, that's the point, right?
Yep.
I mean, you love what you do, and you know how to do it.
Right.
I love what I do. and I know how to do it.
Right.
But isn't it great to show people exactly and get them to experience the same things we do?
I love it. I love it. And that's something too that Jorge and I discussed, was because the question comes up all the time about how do you get the GoPros on the airplanes so quickly?
Yep.
It almost seems like it's not real, like it couldn't happen.
Yeah.
But in reality, and this is something I insisted to Jorge, is that we show the new camera guys getting trained to put these things on. How long does it take you to put 2 or 3 GoPros on an airplane?
Seconds now.
Right. And that's what people don't understand, and that's what we need to show them.
But there's training behind
Yes. It's not going to be seconds the first time.
Exactly. It's not. It's not. And we train. We train for that. We train with cars, hard cars,
Right.
in our backlog.
Right.
That's how we train, and those are some of the things we're going to show you guys in the show.
It's basically the Wizard of Oz. We're going to take people behind the curtain.
So, Thomas Hill, are any of the repos going to be staged?
Not staged. I mean, there's always going to be, again, when we deal with banks, we deal with debtors, we deal with all these legalities. We can't show all the repos from A to Z in real time. It's not legal. So you have a choice at that point. Either we show them to you and redo them, which is what we've done in the past, or we just don't show them to you. So you might not see some of the best repos we have if we don't reenact them. So what happens is Jorge continues to film, we go back, see what actually happened, and then we keep that true. That's what we've done in the past. And it seems to work okay. I mean, I don't really get people to question my repos because they are being kept true to form. So we'll still have to do some reenactments, or you just won't see some of the really good repos. And I don't want you guys to miss. Right, I mean, it'll end up being the same.
Exactly.
Just now, we're not going to get in trouble and have it taken off. We get to still show it to you, keep it real, and keep it legal. And that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Plus, guys, we're going 360 with this. And what I mean with that is that we're going to be doing not only... we're not going to be doing only a show for a certain platform. We're going to be doing clips for Periscope. We're going to be doing Instagram. We're going to be doing a lot of things. So, and that's also a way to connect with you guys.
Right, absolutely. And that's what we want. I mean, and I've told you this 1,000 times. The Airplane Repo fans are great fans. They're great to me. They're great to Danny. We appreciate every single one of them. And that's why I think when we first started talking, Jorge, we have to be committed to what they want, because they've been committed to us and treated us great. So there's going to be chances for them to be more involved than they have been, which is, I think, awesome. You know, those Wheels Up versions where they showed tweets from fans, well, we're going to be able to do that fast and quick and easy and just keep them in tune and show them more from when we're filming as opposed to only what we film. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. It's going to be different. It's going to be unique. It's going to be something we can all be happy with and proud of and excited about. So I would, again, ask you guys to keep sharing my page, Danny's page, and Jorge's page so we can keep announcing these things, keep getting it out to you guys, so when it finally does hit, it's huge right out of the gate.
And we'll have, soon enough, we'll have a dedicated site. I don't think it's the right moment right now, but we'll have some.
Just stay tuned.
So Caesar, hi Ken, already have some schedule to start the new show.
Who is this? I'm sorry?
Cesar Machado.
Yeah, okay, Cesar. Okay. How you doing, Cesar? We don't have a schedule per se because the production part of it takes a long time, and we don't know what's going to be there to repo. And just say we start filming in 2 months, we don't know what's going to be there. So it's hard to schedule exactly. We're mostly talking about what it's going to look like, the concept, and how we execute the concept that we have.
Yeah.
And that's the tougher part, believe it or not. Once we have that figured out, once we have the repos, we can do that because we've done that. So now we're just really focusing in on the concept and how we execute that, which is fun for me. I've never been a part of that before.
Robert Scott, reenactment is good. It's all about the story as long as it is true to the story events. And that's very true, Robert. Thank you for that. Yes.
Yes.
When will it start? When will it start? We still don't know, guys. It's very early. Does Jorge have a Twitter account? Yes, it's Abarca Jorge, Abarca Jorge. Although I only use Instagram, but it's all connected, so yeah.
Right.
What TV station will it be played on? Well, this is the thing, Ray. We're not gonna host it right now on a network. We're gonna do this independently, and it was a decision that Ken and I had to make because we want to reach as much of you guys as possible, right?
And again, to me, the creative side is what I'm most concerned with.
We can't have a show that's based on real repos, right? and have someone tell us what to show and what not to show, or how to do things. That's not how we're gonna play it. Not this time.
And also, there's another reason why I feel good about the fact that it's going to be me and Danny, because it's not going to just be 14 minutes of the highlights. I mean, I appreciate everything that the network did, and they were great to us, so there's no complaints, but my vision is always, to me, the show was more like Monday Night Football. They have the halftime highlights of every other game of the week, and you get to see every game in like 15 seconds or a minute or whatever, and then it's on to the next one. It's like, wait, I didn't see that last game. So it kind of felt like that sometimes, and now we can take our time and tell the story from A to Z, really show the story. So that's what I'm super excited about. That's what we get to do this time, and a lot of it comes from the feedback from fans, and that's where a lot of this is coming from.
Yep.
Is they're saying, hey, we love this. Hey, we didn't like that. Okay, duly noted. So keep letting us know what you like and what you didn't like. Hopefully you like me and Danny.
Yes, send us your ideas, guys.
But send stuff.
I can't stress that enough.
No.
Just send us your ideas, your thoughts, what you like, what you dislike about the show.
Just let us know.
Let us know.
We're excited. I'm ready to get started.
What about Mike Kennedy, Nick Muzzarelli?
Yeah, it's probably it's going to be just me and Danny to start.
It's a different show, guys. It's a different show. It's not Airplane Repo. It's a different show.
That's all.
I like that all the interaction that's going on.
Imagine that once the show hits.
That's why we need to get more people involved. The more we are, the better the show.
Exactly.
Is going to be.
So keep sharing the Facebook pages, share the social media for us, and that's how we'll get the word out.
Yeah. So what's going on, Ken? When are you heading back?
I am actually heading back tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm heading back east and spending some time with my wife and kids, and we're going to continue to plan this. And I'm more optimistic, more forward than Jorge is about a starting time. We'll see how this works, but the more the fans get involved, obviously the faster we can start this, the faster we can get it to them, and that's ultimately what we want to do. So help us out when you can, please.
Jesse Stone Tipton. Ken, you look great since your workout series.
That's my aunt, and she's just being nice. Aunt Jessie, you might have to get your glasses.
And Jesse.
checked. The great Jorge Abarca. So, my aunt's great. All my aunts are great. My mom comes from a large family. My grandmother was the greatest woman that walked the face of the earth. So, hello, Aunt Jessie. I hope you're well.
Yeah, so any other question, guys? We're about to sign off.
From beautiful Burbank, California.
Dr. Blue Baby, Brian Hanneman.
Oh, Hanneman. Now, Brian, you got to tell Jorge what the Dodgers did this year. Brian helped me coach the Aston Valley Major League Dodgers the last few years, and
man, I'm telling you, you look good, Ken. People are here complimenting you for your loss of weight.
Well, you know, ever since I got involved with the school for lack of sight, I've gotten a lot of new fans, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I just want Hanneman to brag about, you know, the Dodgers winning the championship this year. It was a fun time. On the field named after my dad, and my son was
Okay, so we have a text here from Nate Edinger.
Nate's on a lot. He's a good fan.
Super excited to see you all keep this up. I'm both a pilot and mechanic. I love seeing this type of aviation stuff. Not enough people see this side of the aviation industry, so it's great for you all to share.
And you know what, Nate? We're going to show more of that. Because again, when you're not showing 14 minutes, there's more stuff we can show. And Nate probably has 1,000 aviation-related ideas on how we can make this more interesting.
Send us your ideas, guys.
Send them. But like, we have to get ferry permits half the time. The aircraft are not airworthy most of the time. So Nate knows I have to come to a guy like him and say, hey, I got to get it from, just say I pick up from Burbank Airport. I got to get it from Burbank to Houston. And he's got to go through the process. All the while, a debtor's breathing down our neck.
But that's what's going to be really sweet about this thing, okay?
Right.
Because once we get all of our fans involved with our show, like Nate, for example, he's going to be part of the show.
Yes.
Who knows when you're going to have to tweet him back like, Nate, I need an answer for this.
Right. Listen, if a guy like Nate advises us or helps us, he might see his name on the show somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool would that be? Yeah. Special thanks to Nate Edinger for consultations.
Yeah. Now, Julie Stevens says, you're going to broadcast from all over the U.S.?
Broadcast Facebook or the show? Because the show will do from anywhere the repos are.
Let's just say that if you're talking about the show, Julie, let's just say that everybody's going to have access to the show.
Everybody across the globe, because I had a lot of people from the UK saying, well, are we going to be able to see it in the UK, in New Zealand, in Scotland, in, wherever, Australia.
The show, yeah, she meant the show.
Yeah, the show you're going to be able to see everywhere.
Everywhere.
As long as there's an internet, you're going to be able to see it.
Yep.
It's going to actually be easier for people around the world to see this, which is super exciting for me. So, it's cool. But yeah, Nate, if you have ideas on how to make this more aviation friendly or interesting to our great aviation fans, send them in.
Exactly.
Exactly. Whenever we can
it's an aviation show, but it's a people show.
Right.
Also, so I understand why some mechanics and technicians get a little bit frustrated for not showing every single explanation of like the technical aspects.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna try to include that, but at the same time, we have to keep it friendly for the rest.
Right.
Right.
So we will include some of that stuff for sure, whether Jorge likes it or not.
Yeah. Brenda Squirt, tell Mr. Cage I'll help.
I appreciate help. We'll need help. Some way, shape, form, or fashion, we'll need some help. So we appreciate it. But I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm ready to get started. Let's go film something, Jorge.
Okay, so Andy is saying, Ken Cage, make sure you get the fishbowl drinks at Sharky's. And I guess he's
What's Andy's name?
From around here. Benowitz?
Oh, no, Andy's from Philly. He's a character. He's going to be a debtor someday, whether he knows it or not yet. Andy's going to buy some airplane that he can't afford and let me repo.
Okay, so Julie Stevens is saying, keep your humility. That was a huge draw.
That was what?
A huge draw.
What was a huge draw? I'm sorry.
Your humility.
Oh. Well, I am who I am.